Your time and expertise are valuable, making focus one of the most important resources to have at work. These days, professionals spend nearly half the work week on written communication, and it can be difficult to stay on task with all the emails and documents you have to get through. With Grammarly as your AI writing partner, you can stay focused and quickly get through your work with relevant real-time suggestions wherever you write. It works across 500,000 apps and websites, so it can help with everything, from brainstorming presentation ideas to sounding more confident and persuasive in emails and reports. For 15 years, Grammarly has offered best-in-class communication support and enterprise-grade security on a business model that doesn't sell your data. 93% of professionals report that Grammarly helps them get more work done. Download Grammarly for free at grammarly.com/podcast. That's GRAMMARLY.com/podcast.
Best damn steaks ever. And you used to be able to buy a roast a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
but now.
Good old roast.
Skullcram says, I don't know. It's on Bloomberg, and I've reached my Bloomberg story max for the month.
Right.
But we can bring more back tomorrow.
Right.
But they've found something now, and this is what I was afraid of with the oil company that paid the ransom.
Yeah.
Now we got all these hackers coming to America, to hack us.
Yeah.
And they expect to get paid a ransom because somebody else paid a ransom.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Let's see. I can make a $3.99 pound eye round taste just like a ribeye. Susie Q, send me the recipe and let me know how to make it that tender. That's my problem.
Right.
The tenderness.
Yep.
You know?
Oh, I know.
I love my
Tender. Yeah. We don't want it tough.
Well, my stepdad made ribeyes one time.
Yeah.
And then put them on some toasted, like, greatness, goodness, heaven.
Yeah.
And you bite into them and it just melted in your mouth.
Right.
That's the best ribeye that I've ever had. And I've had good ones, porterhouses, New York strips.
Right.
That steak that was on that sandwich was the best I've ever had. I need to figure out how to do it. Rub it down with smoked paprika and garlic and oil, incinerate at broil, drop it down at 300 for an hour and pull it.
Wow.
Huh.
They said it was my mic earlier.
And
That's
literally,
weird.
you guys have seen us. We're just sitting here.
And the worst part was I heard the crackling on his end of the mic. So it's just whatever. It is what it is.
Hey, I feel important. I feel pretty. So pretty. I feel wealthy and healthy and wise. Yeah. What do you got, brother?
What do I got? Swiss ball juggler. Okay.
Jugular.
Yeah. Swiss ball juggler.
Swiss ball jugular.
Man marks 522 juggling catches in 1 minute standing on Swiss ball. An Idaho man, the potato state, with multiple Guinness World Records for speedy juggling, added another title to his name by making 522 catches in 1 minute while standing on a Swiss ball.
Ooh.
David Rush, who has broken more than 150 Guinness records to promote STEM education, said he wanted to continue his world's fastest juggling series by attempting to juggle while standing on a Swiss ball. Rush said he discovered juggling on the Swiss ball was more difficult than his other records involving the exercise ball, which mostly involved using a samurai sword to chop through the fruit. Rush managed to take the record by completing 522 catches in 1 minute.
Is that skill?
Your thoughts, Mr. Hand?
Is it really skill?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I didn't know. Maybe we just never paid attention before, but it seems like now it's just one thing after another. Boom, 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 boom for, world record.
Yeah. Maybe I can get for most drinks of coffee during a podcast.
Well, you know what I'm wondering? It's getting so bad now. They're having people like, this person picked their nose for 36 hours and 17 minutes straight to win the Guinness Book of World Records.
That's right.
The longest time picking your nose. Come on. Yeah, what they're going to do is they're going to become a laughing stock instead of,
exactly
something people are like, ooh, they really did that?
Unbelievable.
Okay. Now, you're my conspiracy person.
Conspiracy knoweth.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you think of this? I want to know. Tell me, please. Please, for the love of gosh.
Alien attack to flaming wreck. Shocking conspiracies surrounding Titanic sinking.
Well, I mean, what do you think of that?
Possible.
Hmm.
Giants got to find a ship to get on big enough for them.
Well,
Giant alien Nephilim giants, whatever you want to call them.
Monday marks 110 years since the Titanic was launched in Belfast. Since the liner sank on April 15th, 1912, there has been a host of conspiracy theories about what might have really happened. Here are the 6 strangest. Okay, the thing that I find crazy is I believe it was J.P. Morgan Chase or J.P. Morgan that all of a sudden, I mean, he decided not to make the trip. And remember, this was the guys, that's the one that is, Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know. Literally, we got about, I don't know, $20,000 in the studio.
Yeah.
And this happens,
Yeah, over it. Probably over
Yeah.
20 grand.
Okay. Flaming wreck. Some say a fire was the real cause of the sinking. The theory goes that a blaze which broke out in 1 hour of her coal bunkers several weeks before her voyage had continued to rage, damaging the ship's structure so that it was too weak to withstand the iceberg's impact. Photos of the ship showed black marks, but engineering experts doubt whether this would have been the effect. You know what I mean? What do you think of that one?
I don't know. I think we are getting down in conspiracy Noah's lane.
We are. Okay. The mummy's curse. This theory goes that there was a cursed Egyptian mummy, the remains of Prince Amun-Ra, aboard the ship, said to be linked to a series of untimely deaths after being dug up in the 19th century. Writer William Steed told stories of its curse aboard the ship of the night of its sinking, then perished in an eerie echo. Stead had written an earlier story about the steamer sinking with not enough lifeboats. Isn't that kind of creepy?
Yeah.
However, a log of the ship's cargoes found that in 1985 didn't mention any mummy. So did they have it on there? Was it a stowaway? Were they not? You know what? Or is the story just complete BS?
I'm gonna call B. BS.
You're gonna call B?
Yeah.
Okay.
BS.
How about supposition? Basically, that one says that a German U-boat, boom, took it out. What do you think?
Possible there.
Okay, now to the murder mystery. All right, this is the one I love.
Mystery.
It has been suggested that millionaire American banker J.P. Morgan, who decided not to sail on the Titanic at the very last minute, somehow arranged for the ship to sink to kill rival millionaires Jacob Astor, Isidor Strauss, and Benjamin Guggenheim, who all died aboard for business reasons. But there's very little evidence to back it up. Now, if you follow this story, it's actually crazy because some people say that the Titanic wasn't actually even the Titanic anyways.
Yeah.
It was actually a boat called the Olympic
Yeah.
that they brought up, made look different, and then took out there and sunk so they could collect the insurance money on it.
I can believe that too.
Because there was a lot of insurance paid out on the Titanic.
This is about the time the bankers started taking over the Federal Reserve, taking over, like, this is where the bankers came in and took over basically running the world. And they
banksters.
The banksters. They're the biggest clowns. I mean, the biggest monsters around, I guess.
Yeah, well,
pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And Double Dare, the Titanic's near identical sister ship, the RMS Olympic, was damaged in a collision with another ship in 2011. That's wrong. The story goes that the owners, the White Star Line, didn't have the funds to repair because they'd been deemed faulty. It's what I just talked about. It says that experts say that it wouldn't have worked. However, there's a lot of people that say that it did work.
Yeah.
You know, what say you?
Yeah.
When we're talking about the Titanic or any big major thing like that, what does Gret have to say about it?
I believe that the ship went down, and I believe it was to do with the bank. I've been saying this for the last couple of years because I read an article about this several years back.
Right. Back when it was just fun to read. You didn't actually put any, like, okay, well, that could have happened.
Yeah.
Thing to it.
But the more I think about it, it's a possibility of that happening because of the bankers. Because, like I said, that was when they was trying to get total control across the world.
Well, and yeah, I think they got it.
And I think they got it too. I think that's who's running the show now.
Okay, so, I just wanted to have kind of a fun show today.
I know.
Do you believe in werewolves?
I'm up in the air on it.
You're in the air on it, okay?
Yeah.
How about other terrifying beasts of the night?
I'm gonna say that there's Dracula's vampire.
Well, and then you can
Because I can
into...
put a story in with this one, believe it or not. There's a story out of Ohio.
Okay, well, I want to hear this story, brother. Let's go.
The wife told me about this story, then I looked it up, and it was true.
Really?
Apparently true. Somewhere in Ohio, wasn't near us, but it was in Ohio. Yeah, I know. I'm working on the mic. Working the mic. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, keep it away, because you may not hear the crackle, but I can hear a crackle.
Really?
Like snap, crackle, pop. When
Right.
you get too close.
Gotcha.
Like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1,
Right,
2, 3,
like
1, 2, 3,
Rice,
1.
like Rice Krispies. No, what I was going to say is there was a baby. It was somewhere in Ohio. And her mom told her this story. I guess it was happened back in the old West. They had a little baby.
Okay.
And the mama was holding the baby up close to it. And apparently that baby reached out and bit that mama on the neck. She bled out.
Really?
Yeah.
So like a demonic baby.
A demonic baby, yeah. But
And it was her baby.
Yeah, and apparently it had those, like, fangs.
Okay.
That's pretty...
Who'd you hear this from?
This was a story from the wife. It was passed down from her mother, but she says that it was a story that she had heard, from her. You know what I'm saying? It got passed down the line.
Okay, well, I'm wondering if it's like, remember in kindergarten, you sit in a circle and you say one thing and get to the end and it's like something
Right.
completely different.
Yeah, it's possible.
No, I'm not saying that it can't be true.
Right.
There's some weird stuff out there.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, like one of the biggest serial killers ever.
Yeah.
Was it Queen Anne?
I think so.
Or something like that. And she was a small queen, not a big queen.
Yeah.
But she killed over 600 young women because she believed if she drank their blood and bathed in their blood that she would stay young.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah. It's possible. We got a killer that's a little closer to the years that we're in. Dr. Kevorkian is what I used to call the Dr. Vampire.
That Kevorkian, yeah, killed people.
Because he literally killed people.
He assisted death.
Oh, there is no assistance.
I mean, what would you feel like you're shoulder to shoulder with death?
I know.
That's odd.
It is. But to take but that's still taking your own life.
Oh, for sure.
We know what the good book says about that.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to get into detail. But.
Yeah, well, no. So, with all of that said, tell me what you think of this.
Werewolf Hunter reveals UK's paranormal triangle. Terrifying beasts gather.
Right. Okay, now, there's some people that say, well, the way that the Bermuda Triangle is just weather.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can say that. Matt says mine didn't out. I'm just going with it till I figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I want to rip out the mixer and throw it through the window, but
I know
the wife would be like, "Are you going to pay for that $1,000?" I'll be like, "No." So, anyways, they have found. Okay, the ship was going over there. They were treasure hunters,
right?
And the ship was going over, and the sands had shifted, and they went down there and they brought this sphere up that was sitting on top of a column. Okay, now it's been to many different colleges,
right?
And it defies physics. Well, how is it that you can find something like that in those areas?
I know. I mean, if you're going to find it in one area, why isn't it in the other areas of the world? That's what I don't understand. A lot of these findings and stuff, like werewolves, real life Frankensteins. I've even heard stories about that too.
Frankenstein.
Scientific experiments and labs.
Well, I mean, we know that.
We know that happens. They make child murder. I mean, people don't, whether they want to believe it or not, have been doing
Japan
it for
did it.
years.
China has done
Yeah.
it. The Nazis did it. I mean,
Yeah.
the most horrific things in the world have been
Yeah.
done.
They basically tested human beings with animals. You may have Monkey Man.
Well, in Russia they did that.
Yeah.
And they've tried. They said that they couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
However, there's a lot of weird stuff going on right
Yeah.
now, even in America.
Oh, I know.
I'll give you an example. Fauci is actually taking fetal tissue and growing baby hair, fetal hair on rats. Right now, as we're talking, that's going on.
That is weird.
It's morbid.
It is. It's beyond insane.
Okay, so that's the triangle right there. Okay, all these weird things happen in this triangle.
Right.
Do you believe in portals?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I know that they've opened up portals, like in Switzerland.